Someone asked me if the TCL 27G64 supports 4K downscaling from the PS5. Well, it can be PS5, but it can be another console that supports 4K signal. So again, I'm not an expert, but I did the testing, so let me show you. So I connected my PS5 to the screen using the HDMI cable. Again, the screen has HDMI 2.1. Now, if you look at the top, you can actually see its 4K resolution, although the display itself is a 1440p display. Now, the most direct way to test it is to connect a 4K device such as PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or a PC and set it to 4K resolution to your monitor. If your monitor's on-screen display shows that it's receiving a 4K signal, even though its native resolution is lower, it kind of confirms that the monitor has built-in downscaler. But at the same time, you need to check if the image is sharp and clear. That's a good sign. If it's blurry and distorted, the monitor might not be handling the downscale properly. Now you can see it here on the PS5. I changed it to 1440p from 4K. And if I go to the screen and check the information, you can see that it tells me now that I'm actually using the signal is actually 2K this time, 1440p. You can see it here at the top. And if you go to information for the connected HDMI devices, if you go to 4P, you can see that the monitor supports up to 60 Hz with VRR, HDR, and frequency for HDR up to 120 Hz, and the same for SDR, non-HDR content. And the same goes to 1440p as well, as you can see. Now here you can see, for example, the difference between downscaling and upscaling. For 1080p, you can see the jaggies. They're much more prominent when I actually, again, view it off screen on my display. Now, of course, if you compare it to 1440p, we can see in a moment, there is a difference, of course, in favor of 4K. It's not a huge difference, but definitely a visible difference. So what I believe happens here is that the screen itself downscale the signal to fit into the native 1440p resolution, and the result is a sharper, higher quality image than if the game were rendered at the native 1440p resolution, as I showed you. Now, this is because the PlayStation 5 is rendering at much higher pixel count in 4K, and all that extra detail is then compressed into the 1440p screen. It's a form of kind of anti-aliasing that smoothes out jaggy lines and provides a cleaner picture. This is especially beneficial for gamers that don't have native 1440p rendering option. But the PS5 does support 1440p option, although again, as I showed you, some might even prefer playing in 4K in order to be able to get that better picture quality when they are playing on their 1440p display. Now, the quality of the downscaling depends on the monitor built-in scaler. So some high quality monitors might result in better result than others. Although here, based on what I perceive with my eyes and what I actually showed you, to some degree, the results are actually really good. Now, because the PlayStation 5 now has a built-in 1440p native support, it sends a 1440p signal to your display. So this kind of avoids the double scaling problem that existed before 1440p support was supported. And previously, if you had 1440p monitor, the PS5 would output a 4K signal, which your monitor would then have to downscale, and that could lead to a blurry image and even an input lag. So with the native 1440p support, the PS5 handles the scaling internally and sends a clean, optimized signal. Now, it doesn't necessarily give you a better performance, as the game's internal rendering resolution stays the same. The benefit is cleaner, sharper image without the quality loss for a monitor scaling process. So you might ask what the penalty here in terms of latency. Well, this is something I wasn't able to test out. Now, it's very important to know that some games depends on the game. Some games will support 1440p natively, while others not. So it really depends on a game-to-game basis. And the other thing is frame rates, because maybe in some modes that you can play a game on the PlayStation 5, you're going to get better frame rates. Again, it's all about preference. I think the difference between the image quality of a downscale one that happens on the monitor at the cost of reduced frame rate, of course, I don't think it's worth it. Another advantage, by the way, that if you have a capture card and you transmit a 4K signal, you can actually transfer to your PC record in 4K. Well, actually, you view the the game in 2K resolution on your display. And basically that's it. That's all I know for now. Again, I'm not an expert, just a gamer. I research a bit to learn more. But if you think I got something wrong or inaccurate, or you have anything to add, let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.